afternoon. It's once again Friday at 5:30 in the p.m. And this is your host for the next 25 minutes of Hotline 21, the most interactive television show in America. I call it that because you, the audience, get the opportunity to set the pace. And I'm delighted to be here. We call this listening to the people, and the reason that we do is we like to share information as well as to gain information. This evening I have two very exciting announcements that I want to make, and then we'll get on into a bunch of other things. But one, you can tell by the weather that it is now winter time. And tomorrow at the Skinner Elementary School, 1260 West Adams Street, from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m., we are having our annual Energy Assistance Fair. We do this each year with People's Gas and Cedar. People's Gas, of course, supply the energy for heat, and Cedar provides some of the money to pay for it. Cedar is the Cook County Economic Development Association, and it receives money from the federal government called LIHEAP. And so if your lights or gas are off, and you want to get some help, come to 1260 West Adams Street. Bring income proof for everybody in the household. Social Security cards or printouts. TANF or Medicaid cards. Rental lease if some of your utilities are paid by the landlord. Now, we know that there are several hundred people, perhaps several thousand people in the city of Chicago who don't have any heat right now. And if they want to get some help, they can come to 1260 West Adams Street from 10 o'clock to 1 p.m. or until the money runs out. That's what it really means. Or we say, until capacity is reached. Bring these documents with you so you can prove what your economic status is. Each year we get 300 to 400 people help to get their gas turned back on. And if you don't have any gas today, you need it. Even if you know anybody that don't have any, be sure and tell them, because we want to be able to help them. We've been doing this, and we've also had the South Austin Coalition Community Council that was very instrumental in getting the LIHEAP program started in not only Illinois, but in this country. Many of them have gotten up in age, but I can tell you they have been warriors on this issue. If you want to find out a little bit more information about it, you can give us a call at 773-533-7520, and somebody should be there until about 6 o'clock. The other announcement is that on Sunday, and I can't make this announcement without, first of all, thanking all of the individuals who continue to express condolences to myself and my family and family members relative to the loss of my grandson, relative to the loss of Kalia, Jeremy, and Justin's brother, relative to the loss of Stacy's son and Aisha's son, and all of us thank you for the sensitivities and condolences and kind expressions that you've shown to us from not only all over the United States of America, but from other countries as well. We thank you, we thank you, we thank you. But the West Side black elected officials are holding a memorial service honoring victims and families of loved ones who have been killed by gun violence. More than 700 people in the state of Illinois, in the city of Chicago, this year. We are not doing this in relationship to my grandson's death. We actually had planned it before he was killed. And we invite everybody to come with us on Sunday evening, 5 o'clock, at the Greater Little Rock Baptist Church at 647 North Kedzie, where Reverend Leroy Davenport is the founder and pastor. And we are inviting everybody to come and let's pay tribute to these individuals who have lost their loved ones and to their loved ones. The West Side black elected officials, of course, chairman is Emma Mitz, Alderman Mitz of the 37th Ward. Secretary is Cook County Commissioner Robert Steele of the 2nd District. Then the members are State Senator Matty Hunter from the 3rd District, Danny K. Davis, that's me, Congressman, 7th District, Patricia Van Pelt, State Senator, 5th District, Michael Scott Jr., Alderman of the 24th Ward, Alderman Walter Burnett from the 27th Ward, Alderman Jason Irwin from the 28th Ward, Alderman Chris Talaferro from the 29th Ward, State Representative Chris Welch from the 7th District, LaShawn Ford, State Rep, 8th District, Arthur Turner, State Rep, 9th District, Melissa Conyers Irvin, State Rep, 10th District, Camille Lilly, State Rep, 78th District, Karen Yarbrough, Recorder of Deeds for Cook County, Barbara McGowan from the Metropolitan Water Reclamation District. She is the Vice President. Richard Boykin, County Commissioner, District 1, and the Honorable Jesse White, Secretary of State. Come on out and join us for that memorial service, and I'm sure you will enjoy it. Why don't we go to the phone and see if we got a caller? Caller, are you there?
Yeah, how you doing, Congressman Davis?
James, I am doing fine.
Okay.
How are you?
I'm sorry for your loss. My presence is with you, but Congressman Davis?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, you know the media, right?
Yes, sir.
Now, every time when the media always talk about people turning their guns in, what do you hear all the time? More shooting, more violence. And okay, I don't agree with Donald Trump, but Donald Trump is right. Violence is in Chicago all the time, Congressman Davis. And I'm sorry for your loss. The media, everything is backfiring on the media and all these other politicians. Not you, Congressman Davis. And so when they get in front of the media, they always talk about the guns, turning the guns in. What do you hear all the time? The violence. And you know what? Donald Trump is right, Congressman Davis. And my prayers go out with you and your family, Congressman Davis. Stay strong, Congressman Davis.
Thank you so much, and I appreciate your condolences all the time. And I think, we'll see what President Trump does as he gets inaugurated.
Hello?
Yes.
Yeah, it's me, Congressman Davis.
All right.
I think my prayers go. Stay strong, Congressman Davis.
Thank you. All right. Thank you so much. We'll keep on moving. Do we have another call? All right. Well, we are talking obviously about violence. We can't seem to get away from it, and we can't seem to get rid of it. Tomorrow also, I believe that there is going to be a discussion at Chicago State University that Cook County Commissioner Richard Boykin is putting on. And the discussion is going to be about the state of the African American male. We can't talk enough about the state of the African American male, and we can't talk enough about the state of African Americans, period. I was just reading that 25% of African Americans in the city of Chicago are unemployed. If you've got any idea about why that is the case, why don't you give us a call and let us know. The number is 312-738. I don't have my glasses on, so I'm having a little trouble reading the rest of that. But you know the number. You give us a call and let us know why. In the meantime, I'm going to share a little bit of information with you. There we go. We've got a caller. Yes, caller, are you there?
Yes, Congressman, and first of all, it's a great day to be on God's green earth. I'd like to wish all your listeners and also your family a wonderful holiday. Congressman, I lost my son to gun violence back in '85, and I was truly very bitter then. It took a little while for me to get over that, but it took a while, like anyone else. We are no different than any other human that loses your loss. But you know what? You hear so much of telling people, you hear many people talking, well, get these politicians to do something. We need more of this. We need more of that. I'm one of the ones that don't believe we need more policemen. We don't need National Guards. We don't need we're going to get a policeman at every corner in the city of Chicago, and will that stop anything? If they shooting at police officers, what do you think having a police officer on the corner will make any sense to you? Number one, we know ain't number one person could resolve everything, and one day he will. But we need to, as people, we need to also learn to resolve things. A lot of times, everybody know what's going on, but no one never say anything. And I can understand that too. But naturally, when it happened to someone else, you see the same thing over and over and over on TV. Families grieving, you turn yourself in, and things of that nature. I don't want to sound like I just don't. We need more money. We need more everything. When is it going to be enough? Even when that happens, we're going to even need more. We need more. We need more. Again, that's not going to resolve these issues.
What about more love?
Well, love, let me tell you something. I think this society, this generation that we got right now, don't know anything about love. How they know anything about love when they got their pants down? How they know anything about love when they don't even know how to speak to a woman? How do they know anything about love if they don't have a pair of leather shoes? How do you know love when the only thing you could think about going out and get pleasure to do things, and then they use certain pleasure, and that no telling what they do to their head. Then they go out and do something stupid. Again, I'm old school. I believe in the old way, and I don't know if that old way will ever come back again. I truly miss it, and I hope it does. Listen, I don't want to hog up this show, Congressman. I think you're a hell of a guy. You're a hell of an inspiration. We need people such as you. Sometimes you take a lot of hit for certain things that you don't have no damn business taking care of. And you can't solve everything. And people think that only you could just, well, let me just have them to make us some more money. Let me have them to make some more new houses. Let me just is always what they think you could do instead of sometimes thinking about what they can do. It was a president once, you remember what he said, what he could do for his country, but what can you do? So again, we need to start doing a little bit more things. Listen, Congressman, happy holiday.
Well,
It
thank
takes
you.
a little time. It takes a little time, but let me tell you something that Biden told me. We were born to die. So let me get out the air so I can hear your response. And thanks for taking care of this call for me. And let me get out so I can hear you speak. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so very much. We certainly want to thank our callers and any of you who've got thoughts and ideas. You know, everybody got a different idea about things. Some songwriters is what the world needs now is love, sweet love. Another songwriter said love ain't nothing but a monkey on your back. Said make you do strange things. Somebody else say Jesus so loved the world that God gave his only begotten Son, and whosoever believeth in him shall have eternal life. Well, you know, each individual kind of make their own determinations about how they feel about things, how they react to certain kind of things. I try and take the position that I can't always control things that go on around me, but I should be able to control how I react and respond to them. And so I guess as we go into the Christmas season, the Yuletide season, it's a time to think, it's a time to reflect, and it's a time to think, what can I do to help others? Oh Lord, make me an instrument of thy peace. And so rather than espousing hate, let me sow love. Rather than doubt, some sense of certainty. Rather than discontent, harmony. I think that we all have so much to give and so much that we could do to make the world a better place in which to live, that if we were doing that, or enough of that, I think that we could have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful world. But it takes all of us to help make it happen. It takes all of us to create it. So come on out on Sunday especially. Come on out and join in some praise worshiping. Come on out and join in some dancing. Come on out and join in some fun. And I need to also tell you that we've had to move our office, and rather than being at 2746 West Madison Street, we're going to be at 28, I think it's 09, 013, but it's really right across the street from where we were. And we're in the process of moving in there. And we're going to have an open house on Monday. So we invite people to come and join and have a little eggnog with us, have a little Christmas spirit, have a little office celebration. And everybody in the office is supposed to be cooking something to bring or bringing something that they cooked. I don't know which one it's going to be. If it's going to be cooking something that they bring or bringing something that they've cooked. I think I'm going to do a turkey, I believe. I may have to start on it tomorrow, but I'm not going to tell anybody exactly what I cooked, because it ain't quite their business to know. But all the food is going to be great. It's going to be good. So please come on and join us. We, of course, have adjourned the House of Representatives for this session. And we hope that the Senate will get through with their business before 12 o'clock tonight. I don't know if they've done so or not. Because if they don't, it means that our government could very well shut down if they don't reach some agreement on some spending plan. And right now the House passed a continuing resolution, and the Senate has been debating and trying to do the same thing. And so we can be and are going to be in for some very hot political times in the year coming up. I am so concerned about these unemployment situation and about murder. I see where boxer Ed Brown was shot to death. And many people indicate that he was a seriously promising prize fighter, and that they were looking for great things from him in the boxing arena. I'm not much of a fight fan. I like to promote peace as opposed to fighting, although I don't have a big problem with it because people do what they do. But let me just tell you a little bit about the unemployment rate. The white unemployment rate ticked down from 4.2% in October to 4.1% in November, likely because white workers dropped out of the labor market. The labor force participation rate for white workers, which is the share of workers either employed or looking for jobs, continued a 3-month slide and was 62.7% in November. Meanwhile, the labor force participation rate for black workers edged up slightly from 61.8% in October to 61.9% in November. And the employment population ratio, or the share of blacks to the total population who have jobs, also took steps in the right direction, increasing to 56.5% in October and 56.9% in November. However, in Chicago, 25% of blacks are jobless, giving Chicago the highest black unemployment rate among the nation's 5 most populous cities. Nationally, black men over 20 years old showed the most gains among the adult worker group in November, but they also were the biggest hole. The unemployment rate for black men improved from 8.7% in October to 7.7% in November. The share of black men who held jobs also increased from 61.7% to 62.3%. The unemployment rate for black men was still higher than the jobless rate for white men, white women, and black women. So you can see from that we've got some catching up to do, and we really need to do it. If you are unemployed and are looking for a job, please call us. We may or we may not know of something that we can help you find, but we'd sure like to try. And we're just getting into December. I've got a pumpkin pie left, and I also got a sweet potato pie left. So I'm going to be eating sweet potato pie up until January the 1st. And you have yourself some. Have a wonderful week. We'll see you next week. And until then, be good to yourself and better even to someone else. We'll see you then.